Saturday morning. I think that's what it is. Day 5. I don't know what the date is. Something like the 20th, I guess. Who knows? Who cares? Day 5. It's a good thing that it's enough that I know it's Saturday. Anyway. Sorry about that. A lot cooler this morning. Comfortable. Fresher. So, don't think I'm going to be working up a sweat by tearing down camp. It's about 6 o'clock right now, so the sun should be rising pretty soon, although it'll take a little while to get over the hill behind me. But I got up about 5:15. Surprised it took me 45 minutes just to get this far to have breakfast, but I guess it did. Anyway, our little paddle last night revealed that I had at least this end of the lake to myself, because all the other 3 campsites to the east of me were empty last night. So, really kind of nice to, after the first couple of nights where I had people paddling past my camp looking for a campsite and that type of thing, to being out here on my own. I did see one party of 3 canoes paddle across the mouth of the bay yesterday, early in the day. That's all I saw all day long. There may have been others went by while I was sleeping, I don't know, or doing other things, but those were the only ones I saw. So, getting away from the rat race, which basically I felt like I was in the first 2 days. It's gotten cooler, more of my kind of weather. The highs are only supposed to be in the 60s today. Mostly cloudy. A few chances of rain, but not. Doesn't sound like it sounds like it's going to be small showers at the most. So, and the wind's supposed to be coming out of the north, which means with these east-west lakes, you got the hillsides on the sides of the lakes to kind of mitigate that a little bit, hopefully. Of course, sometimes what happens is the winds get channeled down these lakes, and so what starts out as the north wind actually can become an east or a west wind or a variable wind. But we'll see. The last I heard on the forecast last night, the wind gusts that they were talking about, the 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts, have moved to tonight. So, but in any case, I don't have that long of a day, so I should be in camp fairly early. As I recall, I have an 80-rod portage into pickle, a 25 into spoon, another 25 into Bonnie, and then I'm looking for one of the 2 campsites on Bonnie. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and eat my oatmeal now and get on with packing up and getting out of here. Later. 10 after 8, and I'm pushing off from my campsite on Kekekabic. It wasn't real easy loading the canoe from that landing. Took me a while. No, I did break a sweat, but nothing like what I did the other mornings. Quite a bit of paddling to do. Got 2.5 to 3 miles. And then a 80 rod into the pole. Yeah, I've reached the point that I got to yesterday in my little day excursion. Here's the islands in the bay, at the mouth of the bay that campsite is in. Both this campsite and the one a little ways back were empty. So I would say, unless people got moving early this morning, I had the whole eastern part of the lake, whole eastern half of the lake to myself. There aren't any other campsites until pretty much the west end of the lake. No, I didn't have the whole lake to myself. There's 3 canoes ahead of me, heading for the same portage I am. They were apparently camped on one of the sites on the south side here at the west end of the lake. Got a couple of mergansers. A whole little family of mergansers, yeah. And this is Pickle Lake. It may be cooler today, but I'm still woken up to sweat, but I do feel okay on that portage.
So that was only one portage. That was a Nibi router. So what's that? 400 meters for my Canadian friends. Now you're probably noticing that orange thing on top of my pack. That's my new spot device. I rented one on my 16-day trip last year, and I decided to get myself one this year. Well, then my son bought this for me for Christmas, so that was even better. I've had it since Christmas, but I just activated it for this trip. It cost me $149 for a year to activate it, plus tax. And using it, there's a button, well, there's several buttons on it, but one button in particular I can program to say I'm okay, and so basically every day about 5 o'clock or so I'll activate that message, and that goes out to my wife. Sends an email to my wife, says I'm doing okay. So it gives her some assurance. Also gives her a link to a webpage that will show her where I am. Now there's also a tracking button, which I'm using during the days that I'm traveling, that I've also set up a website with a few select individuals that I've given the address to a few select individuals so they can track my progress on my trip. And then I've got another button that I've set up for towards the end of the trip that says I'm windbound, I'll be a day late. I could program it to say just about anything I wanted to, but that was the message that seemed the best to me, so that's what I set up. And then there is a SOS button that if I have an emergency situation, that will actually contact directly the emergency people, so that they know that there's somebody out here in distress. That's if I hurt myself, get violently sick, those type of things. I can use that. There's another button that says I need help. That's for situations where it's not a medical emergency, but you still need some help getting out. I don't know if I use that button. I don't know. I mean, it's going to send a message to my wife, but there's not much of anything she can do, so I don't know if that button is going to be very useful to me, but I can see where it can be useful to some people. Anyway, yeah, so right now it's tracking my movements today. I forgot to turn it on. Well, actually what happened was when I left the campsite this morning, I hit the OK button instead of the tracking button by mistake. And of course I can't reach it from where I sit in the canoe, so I actually only turned the tracking on when I headed across that portage from Kekekabic. So now we're at the portage that leads into Spoon Lake. It's a 25 router. Really nice landing on this end. 25 rodder, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We shall see. If I'd remembered what this portage landing was like, I would have brought the packs over first and the canoe second, because there's not really any good place to put a canoe over here. But anyway, I worked it out. The canoe landing itself is okay, it's just not much room on shore. Now, I gotta find the portage to Bonnie. Oh, this is Spoon Lake. Look, I kind of go around these islands here. And there's the portage. Last portage of the day. Hope I can get through here. Okay, we're now on Bonnie Lake. My first new lake of the trip. First of many new lakes that I've never been to before. It has 2 campsites on it. One of them I can see right now from the portage landing. There's another one that's a little bit more secluded. Not that Bonnie's a very big lake to get secluded, but I think I'll head for the more secluded one and see what it looks like. Campsite here. Go and check it out. Decent landing. kitchen area here. Stack of firewood. Nice tent bed back here for the looks of it. A little bit sloped, but not terribly bad. I think I can work with that. Lots of trees to string a tarp between. That's probably the latrine trail. Yeah, I think I can call this home. I think I have found home for tonight. One night. What do you think, Sam? You like the site? Okay, I guess I better get the boat unloaded. Get things up here. Get a tarp strung just in case it rains. Another nice thing about this site, look at this nice area where I can pull the canoe up into. Yeah, it's even got a nice bed for the night. That you don't see very often. Okay, now that I've got the tarp set up, as well as my chair, got my keens on, it's time to fix lunch. So, got my food pack right next to me here. Two bear kegs in here. I'm not sure which one actually has my food in it. The food I'm looking for, my lunch stuff. In fact, I think today it's spread between two of them. Finished up a block of cheese yesterday, so the second block I wrapped it in foil before I left home. I have to help keep it. Okay, I'll make my lunch now. I think I'm going to turn the camera off while I do that. I don't think you need to watch me make and eat my lunch. Well, remember all those days where I was complaining about it being too hot? No, I'm not going to complain about this. It's cooled off significantly.
It's a good thing I got the rain fly up because it has been raining. Not real heavy, but a little bit of rain. Sammy's been shivering, and I decided I better put a jacket on, and I also put socks on. I had my bare feet in the Keens before, but I went and put some socks on now. Haven't put the tent up yet. Just got done with lunch. Gonna see what the weather does, see if these showers clear off at all. Like I said, they're not hard, so it wouldn't be too bad to set up a tent in this. But be better if I were to be able to set up between showers. Besides that, since I just had lunch, I figured I'll just sit and let that digest a little bit before I do anything else. After all, I've got the whole afternoon to work with, and considering that it's raining, not much I can do with it. While I'm here, let me see what I can zoom in on here. See the color on the hillside there? Just a little bit, not much, but it's starting. Yeah. Fall is on its way. Okay. So, the last 2 nights I was set up over on this campsite over here. Those 3 were the ones that were all empty. And then these 2 also were empty last night. So this morning I paddled the length of, almost the length of Kekekabic. And this is the 80 rod portage that I took. There's a group just in front of me on that portage that I think they were camped over here. They had started out, they said, camping on this island here, but they had a bear visit their camp a couple of times, so they ended up moving over to this point. So they just beat me to this portage and went across into Pickle. That's the 80 rod portage. And 25 into Spoon. And then the other 25 into Bonnie, which is, again, is a lake I've never been on before. And this is the campsite that I'm on now. This one was just too close to the portage. I could see it very clearly from the portage. No big problem with that other than get these people with the aluminum canoes and they're banging them down and all the rest of it. And just having them right across from you just can be annoying. Not that there's necessarily a lot of people coming through, but just in case. So this is the campsite I'm on, and seems to be an adequate site for me. There's actually a couple of different places I could put the tent. I haven't quite decided, still haven't put up the tent, waiting for a break in the rain. And so yeah, that's where I am now. Now tomorrow I'm going to take this 33 rod portage into the south arm of Knife Lake and paddle on down here to this 30 rod portage that takes me into the north arm of Knife Lake. I've never been on the north arm before. Well, actually I haven't been in this stretch of Knife Lake before. But then I'm going to paddle up through this narrows here, and then I have this 75 rod portage that looks like it's a monster at both ends from the topo lines into Amoeba Lake. And yeah, Amoeba Lake. It is. Then I'm going to have to look at the other map, there's 2 campsites visible on this map. I'm not sure if there's another one further north or not. But that's where I'm going to end up tomorrow. So today I did an 80, a 25, and a 25. Tomorrow I do a 30, 33, a 30, and a 75. So total portaging a little bit more tomorrow. The killer's going to be this last portage, because those topo lines are close together on both ends. So it's straight up. Looks like it's flat for a little while, and then it's straight down. Sam was all tucked up in his blanket, but he's out roaming around now. I'm not sure what he's doing, whether he's looking for some water, place to relieve himself, or what. But kind of mooching around, so he must have warmed up. He was shivering for a while earlier on, and he sat on my lap for a long time, cuddled up in his blanket. There he is, over there. Looking for chipmunks. You looking for chipmunks? Huh? What you doing, Sam? Got all wet. You get yourself all wet now. It's about 5 o'clock. I managed to get, I think you can see it, my tent set up. Let me see. Yeah, it's kind of back hidden behind those trees over there, but got it set up between raindrops. Actually, at the moment it's not raining, but it was probably a couple hours ago I got it set up. It's windy, it's chilly, it's nice after all those hot days. It's supposed to get down into the 40s tonight, kind of the mid to upper 40s, which will be nice and refreshing. I won't need the sheet tonight because I'll be in the sleeping bag. I might. Quit squirming, Sam. I'm talking to people. I gonna have my fleece sleeping bag handy because I might actually need that tonight. And be nice to need it since I've been carrying it around with me. I was wondering just within the last couple of days whether I should have brought it or not. So anyway, I know you're not going to settle down until I put your blanket on. There. Now, let's see. So, 5 o'clock. I'm starting to think about supper. However, quite frankly, I'm not feeling all that great. My stomach's not feeling all that great tonight for some reason. I don't know why. I think what I should do in the future is throw in some maybe 1 or 2 packets of chicken noodle soup mix, because that would really hit the spot, I think, tonight. I looked through everything else I've got, and hardly anything looks all that appetizing. I do have a chicken noodle casserole meal, but that's 3 servings, so that would be out. However, I do have this chicken and dumplings with vegetables. That's 2 servings. So that's more or less the size of a Pro Pack. So Might try that. That's about the only thing that I can find that looks halfway appealing right now. Definitely don't want lasagna or spaghetti. Beef stroganoff might go down well, but I really don't want to use my second packet of that yet. Rather wait till towards the end of the trip to have that. So anyway, that's where things are right now. Tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny with a high of about 70, so just about perfect weather for my trip tomorrow. Well, chicken and dumplings is good. Excuse me. Managed to eat it all. Hopefully I can keep it down. But it actually tasted good. Went down well. Good stuff. Wish I'd gotten 2 packets of it now. But it's almost, well, it's good. It's good. Glad I got it. Glad I ate it. And now I got cleanup to do. And I think we're going to be calling it an early night tonight. I'm sure Sam was going to love being in the tent. He's been sticking to my lap a lot. I have a hard time getting him off my lap and out of this fleece blanket that he's in. Because, of course, we got a haircut, or he got a haircut just before, well, I did too, but just before this trip. Didn't want all the bits sticking in his fur for one thing. And I thought he'd be more comfortable, and on the hotter days he was. But of course now he misses all that extra fur that he used to have. And he's kind of cold. Well, unless he's underneath the blanket. Now he's kind of warm. Anyway, last time I checked the weather, it was 57 degrees in Ely. And of course, with this stiff north wind, we've got a wind chill probably taking it down into the 40s, I would guess. So yeah, it's chilly. But actually, I'd rather have it chilly than hot, because I can always put more clothes on, but there's just so much I can take off and still be decent when it gets hot. So, anyway, sounds like we got a little bit of rain action again going on. We've actually had about an hour or so without it, so of course I do have to get out and clean up, rinse out that packet and wash off my spoon and stuff. So now's not an opportune time for it to start raining, but not raining very hard, so more misting than it is raining now. At least it's not snowing. At least it's not snowing. So, sit here and let my dinner digest a little bit before I go and clean up. Maybe this little shower will pass. Hopefully it's a little shower. Really raining now. So we're headed to the tent. decided to stay out on the off chance that maybe, just maybe, there'll be a sunset. Yeah, right. Oh, I made a dash for it. During a break in the action, Sam and I are now in the tent. It is 8 o'clock, which is when I was thinking about coming to bed anyway. I happen to remember the other night, or the other day, when I was showing you my sleep system, that I never showed you what I do for a pillow. What I do for a pillow is I take my clothes bag. This is a bag that has all my clothes in it for the week, or for the trip. And I stuff that inside of my fleece jacket. And so this is the pillowcase, and that's the pillow. And that's it. That's what I do. So now you know. Anyway, gonna get bedded down here and lay down for a while, see what happens. Been getting to bed about 9 o'clock, 9:30ish, so 8 o'clock isn't that far out of the realm. And just didn't make sense to sit under that tarp anymore with the wind blowing like it was. The rain was misting under the tarp, so we were getting damp anyway. And so might as well be in the tent where we're completely enclosed and don't have to worry about the wind blowing the rain in or anything like that. A little bit warmer in here too, since we're all enclosed.